We will learn very complex things, math, chemistry, like how to drive a car, how to press the button so we can be on this podcast, all these complex things. But no one teaches us how to think and reflect. Thinking comes to just us doing a difficult math, but it's not real like thinking. Thinking is ability to reflect and to also identify and acknowledge your own thoughts.
Welcome to the Raising Wild Hearts podcast. I'm so glad you're here listening in as I get to the heart of the matter with the world's leading experts and authors in personal growth, transformation, positive psychology, and more. If you're a change maker, a cycle breaker, a revolutionary envisioning a more beautiful way to live, work, and play, well, me too. I'm your host, Ryann Watkin, and for the past decade, I've been alchemizing challenges to find the calm in the chaos. I believe we can change the world by starting at home in our own minds and hearts. And my hope is that these conversations are a light on your path. Let's go, wild ones. Hey friend, it's Ryann. Welcome back to the show. So happy you're here today. I'm sitting down with Katya Dmitrieva, and we are talking about all things intuition, passion, purpose, profit, spiritual awakening, self-mastery, business, career, and so much more. This conversation went so many beautiful places. Katya is the founder of the Intuitive Life Coaching Academy of the Third Eye, and an ICF certified professional coach. With 13 years of full-time coaching experience and over 1,000 clients under her belt, she's not just an accomplished coach, but also a beacon of hope and guidance. Katya decided to become a coach during a challenging phase of her life. She was laid off, she had loss of family, she had near loss of a home, and instead of returning to corporate America, she decided to venture into uncharted waters and find a way to combine her love of helping people with her intuition. Despite financial constraints and other challenges, she invested in the most expensive life coaching program available, and it is a decision that proves its worth every single day, she says. Katya is an absolute well of knowledge, and I absolutely love this conversation because we blend both the spiritual or the woo-woo with the practical and logistical aspects of learning how to trust our intuition. And I'm so excited for you guys to hear Katya's take on it. For me, this conversation was really about leading me back to remembering who I am and what I'm here to do in this world and in this life. So I hope this conversation serves as that for you as well. Remember to share this episode with a friend if you feel inspired. Let's jump in.
Please note, the opinions and perspectives of guests on the Raising Wild Hearts podcast do not necessarily reflect the views of Ryann Watkin or anyone associated with the Raising Wild Hearts podcast.
Hi, Katya. Welcome to the Raising Wild Hearts podcast.
Hello, thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you're here. And I'm really excited to talk about many, many things today. The first of which I want to get into is passion, purpose, and profit. You talk a lot about purpose-driven success. I have a sense, and this is for me personally, and then I have a sense for some people out there, that we have the passion and we have the purpose maybe even, but the profit can be missing. So I'm wondering what your take on aligning those three and what you would say to someone who's feeling like they have 2 out of the 3 or 1 out of the 3. Like, how do we align the passion, the purpose, and the profit all together?
It's a great question. Thank you. It was never asked that way before. I love it.
Right.
Yeah, so alignment of all these 3 is very important. And if you already have passion and purpose, it's huge. It's huge. A lot of people are looking for their passion and purpose first. But if you already have it lined up for you, if you already feeling passion and interest, big big mm, uh, desire or big meaning in life to do something amazing, profit is something that is the easiest, you will be surprised, easiest to achieve. Because when you're the best in doing something, and when you have passion and purpose, you will be the best at that. Because it won't even feel like work. It will feel like, you wake up and you can't wait, but doing this. So profit will follow if you're consistent, if you're persistent, and if you have a trust and believe in what you do. Unfortunately, right now, a lot of business coaches or business mentors are telling people that, you just need to follow 3 easy steps. Follow this easy. I just yesterday read something like an ad for for a business program. They said, "Oh, I will teach you how in 90 days you will make your first 200K." I'm like, whoa. Okay, so this is the biggest problem. This is the biggest problem, that people don't have patience, because there are so much around us that telling us with just these 3 easy steps, you will be able. So people feel like, okay, something is wrong with me.
Yeah.
Why? I did these 3 easy steps. I jumped on my left leg, then I howled on the new moon, and then it didn't work. And they like, okay, I'm not probably that passionate and that purposeful.
Right.
I should, something is wrong with me. And this is the biggest thing. Just being consistent and being patient and being, I will say something, maybe people will not like it, but in a way, autistic would help. Kind of like being focused on something and
Yeah.
being like, have this like, no, what, I will do it. I will move forward. It will take me a minute, but I'm going that direction. Maybe a few steps back, but I'm making one step forward each and every day, even in the moments when I step back.
Right. I'm hearing you say there's like this obsession that's needed for the thing that we just love to do so much. When my kids go off to their day and I go off to my day, I tell them, remember to pay attention when your heart smiles. Because I think for them, like when they're going to hear me say that now for years, remember to pay attention when your heart smiles, because that's teaching them, training them, indoctrinating them to pay attention to the body sensations that they get when they are doing something that they are so obsessed with. And that's what I want for my kids. That's what I want for our kids, for them to grow up with this really, really strong sense of, oh my God, I'm so passionate about this. And then through that, the purpose comes, whether that's through serving others or whatever it may be. And then I love that you said the profit is the easiest part. Can we talk more about that? How is that easy? Because somebody out there is listening going like, well, the profit's not easy. I'm starting this, business and I'm just not sure. And I'm like, and they feel like that's impossible. So tell us how, from where you're standing, how it is the easiest part.
Yeah, it's easiest if you allow yourself time, self-compassion, and empathy towards yourself,
Yeah.
time, and patience.
Yeah.
Then know that it will not happen overnight.
Yeah.
Know that there is no like magical pill. The magical pill is your passion and purpose. The magical pill is your conviction. These are your magical pills. And also know I talk about that a lot, that failure is your friend. It's maybe a strange concept, but failure allows you to understand what it is not, and what else you need to learn to make it a success.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid of failure. Give yourself time. A lot of people give up. 3 months. Oh, I started my business already 6 months ago, and it's not. It's I probably should go and find another corporate job, and because it's no. Uh, these people who tell us about 3 easy steps forget to tell us that there were like 10 years of them trying to do something and falling on their faces and like nothing working, and people are judging them, and people are like, no, thank you, we don't need that. And until they make that breakthrough, because the breakthrough is not like that aha moment in 1 second, and now it's a process.
Yeah.
It's a process. It's a process. But be connected with your. I love how you said, make your heart sing, smile and sing, right? So be connected to your why. Be connected to your higher purpose, higher meaning. Connect with that passion. How to connect with passion? Think of your life in that way. What were the moments, not a period of time, but moments in your life when you felt on purpose? When, like you said, your heart smiled, when you were like, oh my God, now I understand why I'm living, why I'm here. Like, connect with those moments, connect with those, and it will give you give you some hints on what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Whether it's helping people, whether it's doing something to change the world, to make the world a better place. It's usually something along those lines, something really good, something that can help humanity. And we live in the times when connecting with passion and purpose is so important. We need people who are passionate.
Hey, it's me, Ryan. So, something I do every single day to invest in my growth, besides connecting with the humans on this podcast, obviously, is reading. Reading is where it all started for me. I was 5 when I became obsessed with books, writing them, reading them, collecting them. I love how I can get inspired with new ideas and stories and ways to grow. That's why I ask all my guests what they're reading. And finally, you can check out all the book recommendations from the experts and authors on the show in one place at raisingwildhearts.com/books. There are some life changers in there like You Are the Placebo, and a few hidden gems like Sacred Motherhood and Living, Loving, and Learning. So if you want to get your hands on your next great read, check out the full list by heading to raisingwildhearts.com/books. Okay, back to the show. Agreed. I think there are so many people waking up to the fact that they can live, work, and play really quite differently. And for me, where I'm sitting and standing, like, I would call that like spiritual awakening. I think that's what it was for me. And that correlated with the birth of my first child. It just so happened that that was the catalyst for me, because I saw humanity in a different way. I saw, the next generation in a different way, and myself in a different way, all the things. And so I really do believe that people are awakening, and that we do have hope to live in a happier, more fulfilled society where everybody kind of contributes what their passion and purpose is, and then, of course, makes profit. You say on your website, I quit my human resources job to find the human in me. Tell me more about the moments leading up to that change, knowing that that was absolutely necessary for your fulfillment.
Yeah. I was looking for validation in elsewhere, right? Like I was like, okay, I want to help people. Oh, I must be good at human resources because it's about helping people. I went into human resources and was like, no, it's not about helping people. It's about helping the employer.
Yeah.
You need to like which was like, no, can I help these people? No, you first have to help the employer. And that's where I understood that probably I should take a different route. And I was going through a lot of self-search. I was going through my own spiritual awakening big time. But at that time, I did not, I didn't do the math of 1+1. I didn't see how my spiritual awakening, how my passion for spirituality, intuition, helping people could be my purpose. So I was looking somewhere else. I was trying to find other people who would help me, the employer, right? Like, please pay me money so I can change the world. And then I found out that no, like you have to have another component. It's a very important component, and I talk about that a lot. Is audacity and courage.
Yep.
Without like a level of crazy.
Yeah, right. Nothing crazy. Yeah. Yeah, there is a level of courage that is necessary in this audacity. We talked about this on the podcast in the last episode with Shannon Russell. She's a career transition expert. And we talked a lot about that, like having the courage. And I was saying, like, I don't consider myself ambitious. And then I was like, wait a minute, I'm ambitious. I quit a job. I started 2 businesses. I've started this podcast. And you have to ultimately, at the end of the day, show up before you feel ready. Because did I feel ready to start this podcast 2 years ago, 100 plus episodes? No, I did not. And I wasn't ready. And I learned as I went, and I've honed my craft, and and the show has grown because I've put in the work fueled by the passion, right? To bring this full circle. But yeah, so how did you tap into that courage for you? And how would you tell someone listening to tap into that courage where they want to change, but they're like, oh no, I'm fine here. And they're feeling a little complacent. What would you do to someone to help them step off that ledge?
Yes. Connect with your intuition. What is that? You can make it as woo-woo as you want. And
let's
as
make it
less
woo-woo. I'll make it woo-woo, but you can make it less
woo-woo
woo-woo
as you want.
Yeah.
And less woo-woo, because some people say, oh, okay, it's not for me. No.
Yes.
It's for everyone. Every person has ability to connect with their intuition, because every person, whether you like it or not, dear sirs, have intuition.
Yep.
What is intuition? Let's make it acceptable for everyone first, and then we can play. Intuition is your connection with oneself, with yourself. Is your ability to hear, listen to your own voice, to identify in your own voice, to understand that that's me, I'm thinking that's my thoughts, that's my reflection, that's my authentic desires, this who I am. It's knowing who you are, because only when you know who you are able to hear that voice. Otherwise, you will have that voice, but you will not listen to that. Like how many people say, oh yeah, I felt it, I had that gut feeling not to do that, but I still did it.
Yep.
We do it all the time.
Yep.
That's the thing. That's the disconnect. Once you understand who you are, then it's like you can't not you cannot not go for it, because it will be bigger than the fear, bigger than discomfort, bigger than self-judgment, you know. Connection with yourself, listening, understanding your intuitive calling card. If we go into woo-woo territory, it's a connection with more higher vibrations. It's connecting with God. It's connecting with your spirit guides. It's connecting with light and love, and being able to understand that guidance versus your fears, wishful thinking, and other things that don't belong to us and are not good for us. So this is a very important aspect of our passion, purpose, and profit. Audacity, intuition, authenticity, and being a little bit out there, being a little bit crazy, like in a good way. I like the word crazy in my, like it has a positive connotation more than negative in my books. But what you also said, not being a perfectionist, helps. A lot of people kind of are proud of being perfectionist, yes, but I'm like, it leaves you with almost nothing. You will never be ready. You will never be ready.
Nope. Yeah. So what I'm hearing you say is there's a range of belief that we can take in as far as what intuition is. And so this is for everybody, which is so important, because I think language can turn people off if they're like, no, that's not real, or that's not.
Mm-hmm.
So this is your permission slip, everybody listening, to pick where you are on that spectrum. I happen to be all the way to the right of the woo side, but I know that many of you listening aren't. And so this is simply connection with yourself, just like you explained with the gut feeling, Katya. So this is an important bridge to make. And when we listen to ourselves, we know what is right. And I think for me, please tell me your experience on this too, Katya, that the more I've practiced and been aware of like, oh, there that voice is again. And it told me not to, take this way home. And look, I'm in traffic. It's something as simple as that. So when you practice and pay attention, you start to be able to hear that voice a little more clearly.
If you are connecting with yourself, with your intuition, with your higher self, and you're doing it consistently, you grow that connection. And you get stronger and stronger and stronger. And then connection reciprocates. It gives you more guidance, better guidance, because what's the purpose of that guidance if you never listen to it?
Right.
So it will be very, very, very hard to hear. Yeah. If you are consistent with that, if you're listening to it, you're trusting it, it will be so excited to share, to guide you, to give you more powerful guidance. So practicing meditation, prayer, whatever it is that resonates with you, whatever it is that helps you to connect with yourself, walking in the forest, in the nature, listening to the birds and your own thoughts, it will help you to connect with yourself, and that guidance will be stronger, and you will start taking action on your intuition. You will not be avoiding, or it's not that important, or it's not real. How people say it's not real.
Yeah,
Try, and you will see how real and powerful it is.
totally. Yeah. So I connect with those examples like walking in nature, meditating. Those do help me for sure. And I want to speak to that person who's like very busy and has all the balls in the air and all the plates spinning. I want to speak to them because there's this perceived limitation of time. And, while I understand that that feels really real, I also understand that time is illusion. So and I'm talking to me as much as I'm talking to that person who's like hustling. And I want to say that one of the things for me is really to just practice metacognition, which is simply becoming aware of your thoughts. And so you don't need to change the thoughts or steer them in a different direction. You're just noticing what you're thinking. And for me, that's been really helpful because oftentimes I have a really busy mind. Like there's like 10 squirrels up there, like running on hamster wheels. Like I don't sometimes know what's going on up there. Like can't trust my mind most of the time. And so just to become aware of that and not judge it and not whatever. And so a lot of the times the pings for me will come in the form of like very much like calmer thoughts. Like there's these like like frantic little squirrel thoughts, and then there's like maybe like a calm one that floats by, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And sometimes that's the one where I'm like, okay, pay attention to that one. What's your take on that?
I love that. It's just awareness. You bringing awareness. People, we will learn very complex things, math, chemistry, like how to drive a car, how to press the button so we can be on this podcast, all these complex things, but no one teaches us how to think and reflect.
Yeah.
Thinking comes to just us doing difficult math, but it's not real like thinking. Thinking is ability to reflect and to also identify and acknowledge your own thoughts.
Yes.
We usually don't do that. We are so busy. Or my favorite one is like people come home and the first thing they do, they turn switch on TV.
Oh,
Why? Because they
yeah.
are afraid to stay with their own. They don't know what to do with it. They're like, I'm lost. Like,
Yeah.
uh, I'm lost in that world. I don't know what to do. That I'm. It's it's so overwhelming for me. So I'm not there. We
Yeah.
don't live in our heads. We don't understand what's happening there. How to think, how to reflect. What do I really like? What is that to be me?
Yeah, you bring up such a good point, and I resonate with that deeply. I think that and for me, it's not the TV. For me, it's a podcast or like a something in my ears, even an audiobook. And while, learning and consuming information can be very helpful and it can be, very healthy as well, there is a point where I even notice that it's unhealthy for me. I'm like, what am I running away from right now? What am I not wanting to be with myself on now? What am I trying to drown out? What am I not wanting to take a look at that needs to be looked at? Oftentimes that can be a feeling, I'm feeling a little, whether it's like frustration, overwhelm, and under those, oftentimes it's sadness, So it's peeling back these layers and getting comfortable with being with oneself, just being with ourselves. I heard somebody say this. I'm not going to be able to quote it now of who it was, but we are the longest relationship we'll ever have, the relationship with ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to strengthen that relationship, we need to give ourselves that downtime of nothing in the ears, nothing in the eyes to be able to really like get to know ourselves. And I I know they don't teach that in school. Not really traditional or standard school. I certainly didn't learn how to be with myself. So I think that connection with oneself is
Mhm.
probably the through line here.
Absolutely. And it's not even improving relationship with oneself. It's just even starting the relationship. Like a lot of people don't have any relationship with themselves, like none.
Yeah.
They are complete strangers.
Yeah. Wow. That's heavy. I mean, that's like, wow, that's sad to think that many of us, myself in certain times of my life, have been walking around just, I guess, unconscious or asleep or just really disconnected from ourselves. In which, I would venture to say, if we don't have that connection with ourselves, that how could we really have it with another?
It 100%. If we like don't have a relationship with ourselves, like no wonder all our other relationships are total disaster and failure or disappointment and all those wonderful words, right? Of course,
Mm,
we can't.
yeah, totally.
We kind of like live hijacked by our body, hijacked by the soul, and they are disconnected, and they don't even know how to love each other.
Yeah. So for someone who this is really resonating for, and they're like, oh, like this is hitting home. My heart's feeling a little warm. I'm feeling like I need to follow this breadcrumb. What would you say to someone who is on the first step to connecting with themselves?
Great question. Give yourself, like, first of all, start with commitment. Without commitment, just probably nothing. If you can give yourself commitment of like 3 minutes a day and try to do it at least 21 days because that's how long it takes to mm, get a new habit, to learn a new habit. 3 minutes a day. We are all very busy. We have kids, we have work, we have life. 2 3 minutes. Close your eyes and give yourself that, okay, hello. Just say hello to yourself. Hello, Katya. It may sound weird. If you're alone, say it out loud for the first couple of maybe even days or weeks. It will sound really strange, and then say, okay, how are you feeling today? Like connect with yourself and get the feel of your own energy. I call it baseline. I teach people intuition, I teach people life coaching, I teach people many things, but we start always with baseline. And baseline is not like, oh, let me read that person, or how you do this Akashic records, do this meditation. No, no, no. Everything starts with yourself, and you are a baseline. Connect with yourself, like, and understand your own energy calling card. Like, okay, today I feel a little bit achy in my lower back. Okay, fine. Then I have this, okay, pain here, pain there. That you will get it out of your way first, because we complain, we like, oh, this is not, oh, I think I look old, or this is not happening. That's fine. Just observe your own thoughts, and then start connecting with the real energy. Okay, interesting. I'm starting to feel a little bit like butterflies in my stomach. I never noticed that. So every day you will start noticing something new. And then throughout these days, you will start noticing something in common. Like the commonality, something like oh, that's actually how my energy feels like. I'm always, for example, feeling it in my heart, or there is something in my left shoulder and it's a tagging sensation, and I constantly feel, what does it mean? Like being curious, being open, don't judge, or like, oh, this is it the right way or it's not the right way. Just observing and being in the moment with yourself. 3 minutes a day.
Yep.
In 21 days and like 30 days and 40 days, you will know your own baseline, your own energy. It will help you a lot with decision making. It will help you to protect yourself from other people's energies, especially if you're empath and you bring energies home. You will know, okay, this is not my energy because I understand my baseline against other energies.
Yeah.
And I will be able to protect myself. I will be able to connect with myself. It's an amazing experience. So just 3 minutes a day connecting with your own baseline.
Yeah. And I'm hearing you say that what we're doing when we do that is collecting data. We're just simply collecting what we feel. Isn't that interesting? Taking note. You know, some of us who are journalers, we can write it down. If you really just want to go in your mind, like just store it there. But like then I love how you called it the energy calling card. And I've never quite heard it explained in that way. And I think that's really, really helpful. I think the commitment piece is it will become then who you are. I think when we commit to ourselves, we keep promises and we start to trust ourselves even more. And I think this is a big part of it because, you know, in order to make the moves, be courageous, be audacious, you know, we have to have this self-trust that we're falling back on. What's your take on fear? How I have, you know, I've had an interesting journey with fear. And one of the first things that came up for me in my spiritual awakening was this really primal fear. And so I've been since over a decade now unraveling that, noticing when that comes up. Why does that come up? And really trying to, and I say trying because I'm trying, I haven't nailed it yet, trying to be able to feel it and process it. And so I can, I think, let go of it. And, you know, maybe there, you know, I know we need fear in our lives. But so what's your take on fear and how we can kind of in a healthy way process and deal with it?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Some fears I'm struggling myself with, and I'm finding kind of like accommodations for them. I'm honest. For example, I'm not a big fan of flying. I don't like flying, and I had a very unfortunate experience many years ago, and after that I'm like, oh, okay. So but I found a way of flying. That's the thing, it still doesn't stop me. It doesn't stop me for I fly. Sometimes fear is you just is you have fear, and you just and you walk through the fear. You do it no matter what. If you're committed to yourself, fear will not stop you.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, especially how you said primal fear is something that's bigger than us sometimes. And you can tap and you can do a lot of wonderful things that can be helpful. And you can do hypnotherapy, you can, but you need to have that conversation with yourself. I had a conversation with myself and I said, you know, are you afraid of flying? Yes, I'm mortified, but I will still go where I need to go because I want to live my life. So it's a conversation with yourself, how you work through the fear.
Yeah. So I love that you use the word accommodation because we can all understand what that means. We know how to accommodate for a, you know, challenging relative or a frustrated client or a tantruming toddler. We all know how to make accommodations for other people. And so I'm
Mm-hmm.
hearing you say that we need to make those accommodations for ourselves. And how sweet and wise and compassionate is that?
Yeah, like let's find some accommodation. Sometimes I take a pill of lorazepam
Right.
and I sleep, and it makes me relaxed, and I sleep, and I'm okay, and I fly. It's
Yeah.
accommodation. Is it like a perfect? Maybe not,
Right.
but I'm being honest.
Yeah.
It's a reasonable accommodations. It's a
Yeah.
reasonable accommodations, and sometimes through this reasonable accommodations, this fear fades away.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you're proving to yourself that you can do it without dying. That's one of the biggest fears, death, right? We're
Exactly.
proving to ourselves, like, look, I did that. I'm alive. I have
Yeah.
proof of concept now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you're like, okay, and in a way, this is you kind of winning over the fear. Like this is a ongoing battle. It never ends. It's not like, oh, now I don't have any fear. It's a lie.
It's a lie. So I want to bring this all together for someone who is, working in corporate, for someone who maybe is a business owner, for someone who's successful and driven and is out there in the world, making money, doing the things. And how does that person bring in this kind of like spiritual mastery, this self mastery, and the intuition piece on the days when they are like out in the world, kind of doing the hustle and grind thing? Do you have any advice for those of us who are in that stage?
Yeah, definitely. Be kind to yourself. Please be kind to yourself. And not in a way, oh, be kind to yourself and eat another donut. I'm not talking about that. Probably don't eat another donut because you will not be kind to yourself. Then
Mm-hmm.
you will, oh, why did you do that? But be kind to yourself. Like you are so like judgmental towards yourself. You like also if we talk about connecting with oneself and giving ourselves some time of the day to listen to your own thoughts. They are probably very negative. Make a note of how you think about yourself and say, okay, abort, abort. Like, no, look at me, Ryan, right? 2 years ago, I didn't know how to run a podcast, and I started podcast, and I'm doing it, and whether it's hard or easy, I'm doing it, or I'm raising my kids, I'm running several businesses. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I'm doing it. I'm waking up every day, I'm doing something, I'm helping people, I'm talking to people, I'm present. And sometimes I'm not, which is okay too. So kind of being kind to yourself. We are not including myself. I'm so judgmental. I'm like, Katya, you didn't do that enough, you said that wrong, constant. And I remind myself, like, stop doing that.
Yeah. It's not what I was
It's like,
expecting you to say. I was not expecting you to just say simply be kind because, like, how easy is it? Well, How easy in theory is that? And yet we still get caught up in this like self-deprecating thing. And it's almost like automatic. And so it is like those thoughts. We can be aware of what we're telling ourselves, but be kind. Be kind.
There is a great exercise, mirror exercise. You can Google it easily. It will come. Mirror exercise, when you every morning or every evening, however, you look yourself in the mirror, and you say nice things to yourself, which will sound really weird.
Yeah.
Like, who?
Hey,
But
self, I love you. Look at you today. You're just crushing it. Oh my God, you're so sweet. You're so loving. You're so compassionate. You're so beautiful. You're so wise. You're so smart, right?
Yeah, and it will help you to have a relationship with other people.
Yeah.
And love others.
Love others well, right? Love others well. I think, love, the way many of us grow up with love, like that feeling isn't actually the love. That's what I've discerned throughout the past decade or so. That like love in my house when I was a kid kind of felt like heavy, and it felt conditional, and it felt like if then, all these things. And so then I'm teaching myself through what you're saying, those 3 minutes a day, how to tap into that just universal feeling of love. And that's what I'm first giving myself, and then at every opportunity just pouring into my kids. I mean, just even energetically, right? So yes, I love that you mentioned love. This conversation has been absolutely enlightening. Thank you so much. I want to tell the people where to find you and follow you, because you're absolutely brilliant.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Love that conversation. Please invite me again.
I will. I
I
will.
love our conversation. I will invite you too.
Great.
Yeah, so I think I'm everywhere. I'm already, oh my God.
I'm everywhere.
Too much. Yes, it's a joke. Yeah, so I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube. We are on our website, Alcate, ILCATE.com, Intuitive Life Coaching Academy of the Third Eye. So this is our academy where we teach and certify and love our healers, intuitive coaches. And yeah, so please, next week we are doing a 7-day free workshop, The Path to Purpose. So we're inviting everyone to join us, our community. We build community. We are all about sharing and, bringing this energy of light, compassion, audacity, hard work, and intuition.
Yeah. I'm glad your class has that word. There's that word again, purpose. And as this is airing, the challenge will likely have already passed, but follow Katya and find out, because I know you'll be doing more in the future, because you're audacious and you're courageous. And yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, totally. So as we officially wrap up now, I'm going to ask you the 3 questions that I ask everybody at the end of the interview. And the first one is, what's bringing you joy today?
Today, my daughter brought me so much joy in the morning. I'm so grateful to her. She's the funniest, 10 years old.
I have a 10-year-old daughter too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
Wonderful.
beautiful.
Yeah, so she made me laugh today, and she brought me a lot of joy.
I love that. And then the next question I have for you is, what are you reading right now, if anything?
Yes. So my recommendation for people, there is a book. It's called Taming Your Gremlin.
Oh, all right.
Whether you're planning to be a life coach or not, it doesn't matter. Every person should read that book, Taming Your Gremlin, because this is a lot about what you talked about, just just noticing.
Yep.
It's about noticing. So it may change your life. It's that kind of a book. And I read it maybe 8 times, and
Wow.
I'm reading it again and every time you read it, it lands differently.
Oh, I love those. It's one of those. Okay, that's on the list. Put it on your list, people. I keep saying that I'm going to make an actual Raising Wild Hearts podcast list of books because we get so many good ones. And I'm always
Yeah.
like, I'm going to move that to the top. I'm going to move that to the top. So they're all at the top. But thank you for that book recommendation. And then the last question I have for you, Katya, is who or what has taught you the most?
Who taught me the most?
Who or what? So a life experience or person.
It takes a village to raise a person. So there is a village who taught me a lot of things, in a good and in a more painful way, in a good way, but still, it's all about people. And yeah, and I would say my own spiritual awakening, my own connection with my spirit guides, with myself, are teaching me a lot every day, and I'm trusting it, and I'm listening to that guidance, to that voice. So, and I'm very grateful for the ability to listen and trust.
Yes, please. Thank you so much again, Katya, for being here. This conversation was amazing.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it.
Hi again, friend. If you're listening to this, you made it to the end of a Raising Wild Hearts episode. Yay! Make sure you're subscribed to the podcast so you can hear more amazing conversations just like this one. And here's the deal. If you made it this far, go ahead and hop down on your podcast app and rate and review the show. Your words and 5 stars truly mean the world to me. Thank you for your support of the show. Thank you for showing up and listening week after week. I will be dropping new episodes every Monday, so tune in then, and I will talk to you soon.